The Firefighters Union embarrasses Kamala Harris as she has a problem with white male voters. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is on Joe Scarborough, illegitimate Joe Scarborough.
And not good news for the Harris campaign that the firefighters, who were Joe Biden's most strident supporters, the Firefighters Union followed the Teamsters Union and decided they weren't going to get involved in the presidential race.
That's a very nice way for a union to say, we hate you. They go, oh, we're not going to get involved with politics this year. Oh, really? Why? Because Kamala Harris is so terrible that your own constituents, all the union members, voted against their leadership. So this is a good sign for Trump, a huge Trump win, a huge Kamala Harris loss, shows her weakness among white, uneducated voters.
So again, it could have been much worse. They could have done what the Teamsters have done in the past and endorse a Republican president, but they did not do that yesterday.
Yeah, the Firefighters Union endorsed Joe Biden in April of 2019, in the very early days of his campaign. They were immediately on board for him.
That means that Kamala is showing weakness in ways. So if Biden beat Trump in 2020, then she's showing weakness in ways that even Biden didn't show in 2020. Here they are going out to the actual, this is back to the port strike workers on strike, asking the actual strike workers if they will support Kamala Harris. Not one hand goes up. Watch this.
Election going on now. I hate to bring this up, but you support your union guy. Vice President Harris supports the strike, she said. She wanted to know how many folks support Vice President Harris. Any hands? No hands.
Wow.
Okay.
Those are union workers. They're striking. And Kamala Harris is actually supporting their strike. And they're saying, no, we don't support you. Just to let you know, that's kind of where we're at in America now. It's not going to be like, hey, you're Hispanic, so you automatically vote for Kamala. No, that's not true anymore. People are going to start going, you know what? I'm made up of more things than just my job. I'm not just a worker at the docks. I'm not just Hispanic. I'm not just black. I'm not just gay. I'm a whole lot of things. And they're going to start finding crosstabs that support Donald Trump.
Yesterday, they announced they're not going to endorse at all. There was a close vote of its members, and they opted, much like the Teamsters, to not back at all. And that is reflective of what is becoming a growing concern among Democrats and the Harris campaign, that she is indeed struggling with male voters, particularly working class, blue collar, and often white male voters.
Well, when white male voters hear how the Democrat Party talk about them, that we are scum, we're superstitious evangelicals, the guns and God thing, we're deplorables. We hear you loud and clear, Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. We'd be crazy to support that. Any white male voter would be crazy to support them. They're probably going to jail you for being white.
And that there needs to be more outreach to those groups. These are groups that over the last few years have started to break towards Trump. These non-college educated voters are breaking Republican. They're breaking Trump.
Yeah, and she has nothing to offer them. Okay, you're going to get your job taken away from you and given to someone else. You'll pay your taxes and they'll tell you shut up, and they don't represent the uncollege educated white male voter. Kamala Harris will do nothing. If anything, they'll punish you.
And it's a growing sign of concern.
And by the way, we showed the Tim Walz and J.D. Vance numbers after the debate and showed how it was pretty much a draw, even though Walz's approval ratings went up far more. But you look at the crosstabs of white male voters without a college degree, J.D. Vance won overwhelmingly. So
yeah, he's our guy, the hillbilly elegy guy versus weird tampon Tim Walz.
If J.D. Vance is running around like the wall, a lot of America may be looking at the cat memes. When J.D. Vance goes to rural areas in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, he's getting warm welcomes.
He's getting warm welcomes, and he's helping Trump win. That's why Trump put him on the ticket. J.D. Vance can get votes out of those areas that Trump cannot get.
And he messages much better there than Tim Walz does.
He does. And a Trump campaign advisor pointed to me yesterday about the Firefighters Union. J.D. Vance went there and made a pitch. He actually got booed by a lot of people in the room. But afterwards, people gave him credit for showing up.
Right.
He delivered the message. He showed some toughness. He was there.
Look at the media. That's MSNBC calling JD Vance tough, showing toughness, saying he showed up, implying Kamala Harris is not tough, did not show up. JD Vance sat there and faced being booed. But he will face the crowd. He'll tell you the truth of what he thinks. And it's implied Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are not doing that. This is good news for Trump, believe it or not, coming from MSNBC. And that port strike. I'm Doug in Exile.